Tonight, we are set for the Section 1 Class C Boys Lacrosse Championship. The Somers Tuskers entered this matchup as the 2 seed, and the Rye Garnets enter as the 1 seed. Both of these teams are undefeated in Section 1 contention this season, and both teams are well prepared and competitive. Both of these teams feature numerous Division 1 commits to schools such as Notre Dame, Brown, Lafayette, Penn, Bucknell, Colgate, North Carolina, and Virginia. And we're going to get ourselves started here tonight with some final score predictions. So Phillip is going to start off with some predictions.
Yeah, so let's start out with what players on Somers are on key on this matchup. I think this will be a tough matchup in general, but I do think this score, I think this score will be decently close. I'll say probably 14-11. That honestly, it could be much higher scoring with this high-powered offense, but it could be as low as 3-2. It could be as low scoring. It could be high scoring. Such key players on defense and on offense for both of these teams. You got some great goalies on each side. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, thank you, Phillip. My final score, I think it's going to be a very close game, but it's still going to be a game with more scoring. Both these teams with explosive offensives. I can see this being a final score of 17-15, Somers winning in the fourth quarter, hanging on with the last few minutes there. And now, so Phillip, we talked to Coach Hirsch before the game. What players on Somers are going to be key in this matchup?
I think it's going to be a lot of players. I think this is going to be a very, very key part. I think all these players are very, very good. I think some players to look out for, all-around athlete. You got Dean Palazzolo, you got Miguel Iglesias, you got even the goalies here. You have Mason Kelly, you have Hudson Ruby. I think as a sophomore, I think this team, this Somers team, is very, very well-rounded. You also have Matt Mayfield. Logan Ruby. Logan Ruby's a great, goalie defender. I think this will be I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll be back shortly with the start of the game. And we are off here. Rye winning the opening fake. So number 22, bringing it into the offensive zone for them. 22 around on the far sideline. With an attempted pass to 4, it's knocked loose. Winds up in the stick of 22, pressured by multiple Somers defenders. Jayden at the top, 8-1. 1 passing back. That was back to number 8. Number 8 to number 4. 4 cradling in with a shot wide. Chase for the ball, and number 1 from Rye is going to be closer. Rye with 14 seconds remaining in the offensive zone. Passing in to number 6. Trailing near the Somers sideline. Number 9, sorry. Number 9, curling past defender, looking for a shot. Shot wide right past Hudson Ruby, and it's going to trickle out of bounds. Number 2 is going to be closest for Rye. And he is just going to throw it aside as Rye is out of time on the offense. So Somers is going to take over. Somers. Hudson Ruby to start.
Yeah, Somers taking here. Hudson Ruby, midfield, throws it across his body all the way to number 11 on Somers, and back all the way.
Trouble reading numbers here, but it appears to be Dylan Jimenez with it now near the midfield mark.
And number 10 passing it back to seems to be number 13, I believe. 13 with the ball. Let's see. It's really a game. I really think it's a game of, kind of like cat and mouse. Not really cat and mouse, but all these players, going, side from side, passing it back and forth. It's kind of resemblance of basketball here. Let's see. Looks to be in a little bit of a fight over here. Let's see who comes out with it. It comes out Rye, comes out with it. The midfielder throws it across his body all the way to the sideline, cuts in. Huskers have it. Huskers have it at the 30. Huskers have it at the 20. He shoots and he misses.
Garnets now to start with it. 9 to 1-1. Passing back to 13 at the top. 13. 22, 20, trailing up the middle now. Passing behind the net to number 3. Passing to 13 at the top. Trying to work past the defender. Get up the middle. If the defender's not allowed, he's going to drop back to number 1. Unable to get back. Tristan Watchell passes off to 13. 13 trying to juke out defenders. And he's going to have 2 Somers defenders on him as he tries to spin away. And he's going to get past them. He has an opportunity as a shot, but he chooses to pass behind the net to his teammate, number 2. Number 2 looking for options. Not seeing too much at the moment. Number 2 tried to get in front of the net with a low shot that goes wide. May have been deflected by Hudson Ruby, but 9 from the Garnets was closest on the out of bounds. Number 9 near the net now, curling around. Ball knocked loose by Watchell, and it's going to be scooped up by Somers. Somers will take over on possession.
Somers with some wide open people here to throw back to Ruby. Ruby has it at the 35, at the 40. Dumps it off, and he starts running. He's going. Let's see where he goes now at the 30. Passes it around the 10-yard line. Goes back in the blind spot of the defender right behind him. Let's see where he goes now. Ball seems to be out of bounds now as they are switching up who is coming on and off the field. You know, when you think of lacrosse, normally what some people think of it kind of resembles basketball a little bit. You know, you have around a couple players, on the field at once, going from side to side, to and from, back and forth off the court. You see, it's a difficult sport. Very, very tiring. You're running crossfield, especially if you're a midfielder. You're always going back and forth. Well, let's go back to the game now. Somers has it, passing it around in a diamond formation. Let's see what they do here, passing it back and forth. Somers player is down, but and he gets knocked over. And it looks like Somers has scored. Number zero scoring for Somers, Cameron Violante. Class of 2027, fellow sophomore. Junior, he's a sophomore, on junior varsity, big step up there. From all the way from junior varsity all the way to varsity, you could see how difficult that is. Just a little replay there. Looks like Somers, he had the ball, he was contemplating passing it, and then he just threw it instantly back. And he was able to get the goal there. So now the score is 1-0, Huskers over the Rye Garnets. Looks like they're in a bit of a face-off now. Or it looks like they're going to be in a face-off, rather. Looks like, let's see here. Let's see what they start to do here. Looks like they're at the 30. Rye passes it back all the way to 22. He's running across, getting outside leverage. Somers is stopping him. He shoots and he misses. Can't really see if that's deflected or not, but it was very close. Very, very close. Seeing if Hudson Ruby got that or not. What do you mean to say?
Yep, 8 now curling in front of the net, unable to get a clear path there. He's going to pass it off to number 4. 6:20 remaining in the first period of play. Number 4 passing back to number 1. 1 guarded by Watchell. Gets a side shot, deflected away by Ruby, and it's going to be out of bounds. And it's going to be awarded to Somers. Tristan Watchell was closest. There was a bit of a scuffle there to get the to the ball close first, but Somers got there. Somers possession now in the offensive zone. Pass Miguel Iglesias to Tristan Iglesias to Violante. Violante creeling now behind the net, passing it back to Tristan Iglesias. Tristan passing to his brother Miguel. Miguel at the top now, looking for a shot, guarded by Garnett's player. He's going to pass it off. Back to Violante, back to Iglesias. Tristan Iglesias now, circle formation. He is pushed from behind. No call on that. And it's going to be passed off to number 11 of Mason Kelly. Kelly now passing back to Jimenez. Jimenez clearing around, gets a screen. Jimenez with a shot. Shot wide. Out of bounds. And Somers is going to be closest.
Yeah, these defenses, but this defense by Rye is looking pretty good so far. You could see that they're holding them to outside leverage. They're trying to get inside leverage to get closer to that goal. But you see Rye on the outside, they're holding them to that outside. They're holding them. They're making them get that outside leverage, just like in football. You see they're making them get that outside, that press coverage, leading them towards the side. You can see that here. You see they're doing that right now. 14 on Rye is defending right now. Passes it off on Somers. Somers gets it, spins around. Number 7, he gets it.
And Miguel Iglesias with a shot there in the circle formation. He got a pass from Jimenez out of bounds. Somers doesn't have much time left in the offensive zone. Tristan Iglesias coming around to the front of the net with it now. Passing it off to Miguel Iglesias. Miguel Iglesias storming towards the net with a shot. And it's going to be deflected wide. And the Rye keeper is going to take over. Number 17 for the Garnets. He's going to make a long pass to number 21. 21 getting it deep into the zone with a pass number 2 on the right side of the net, on near the far sideline. And he's going to run into some trouble with the Somers defenders. He's going to make a pass to 5, who's going to make a shot that is deflected by Ruby. And I believe it was knocked out of bounds. And 8 for Fry is going to bring it back in. He starts off with a pass for 9. 13 running in from midfield. Takes a pass, tries to go up the middle of his block. 9 passes it off to 22. 22 trying to work in front of the net on the ground now, and scooped up by Somers. Hudson Ruby with it now. Ruby moving out of the net. He's going to run all the way up the field. All the way to the midfield. And he's going to keep going. Hudson Ruby is in the offensive zone for Somers before he finally makes a pass to Jimenez. Jimenez to Tristan Iglesias. Iglesias to Miguel Iglesias. He's trying to work his way to a middle. He loves to shoot from the middle. Drops back, has a shot. Low shot goes in for Miguel Iglesias. Number 7, his first goal of the night. This is a 2-0 game for Somers.
Yeah, just under 3:25 left in the first quarter. Somers is coming back. Just right about to face off once again. With these teams doing what we saw Hudson do is very, very dangerous. Everyone here is when they do that, they're very susceptible. One mishap, one little thing can completely change the game. If he runs out and he has that ball while he's going, one mess up, if he throws it accidentally and it goes to the wrong guy and it goes to Rye, they have an open goal. I mean, there's nothing really much you could do about that. So it was very risky, sending him off in the middle. When you send your goalie off all the way past midfield towards the 30-yard line, it's tough to see what you could do there. But let's see what they do here. Somers back with the ball again in the Garnets' territory, but it seems to have thrown out of bounds, so they will pick up right where they left off. Somers getting the ball back once again, I believe. But these two teams, is very tough. Sport lacrosse, you can see here, very physical, very dynamic. You have to have a lot of stamina. And let's see, it looks like Rye was able to stop that goal, and now they look to be getting the ball back here. Let's see what they do. They were able to get a stop on that high-powered, steamrolling Somers' offense. They get a stop. That goalie makes a play, and now they have time. Let's see what they do here. Balls in four hands before four past midfield. Let's see. 2 minute 30 left in the first quarter. Rye has it in the blind spot of Hudson Ruby. Passes it back all the way over towards the midfield and seems to be thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, deflected over the top of the net there. Nice deflect there for Ruby. Ruby's had a exceptional performance in the first period of play so far. Rye to continue with it. 9 passing to 8 near the Somers sideline. 8 trying to work around his defender. He's going to be in the middle. Has a shot. Low shot past the net. Orb deflected by Ruby. 36 seconds remain for Rye in the offensive zone. 9 restarting near the Somers sideline. Heading behind the net, behind Ruby. He's going to wait there. Let his teammates get a pass. He's going to pass it off to 8. 8 in the middle with a shot. Bouncing shot past the net. Off to the side, and it's going to be out of bounds. 9 to be closest for Rye. 1:48 remaining in the first period of play. Number 2 with it. Passes to number 4. 4 turns the middle. Thinks he has a shot. Cancels for a pass. 22 now with a shot. Stick may have gone on his stick, and he shoots it wide. Right, restarting now. It looks like they're just going to toss it aside and let Somers take over possession as they're out of time.
Yeah, 1:28 left in the first quarter. You could see here Hudson Ruby. See, what he's doing right now is something usually frowned upon in lacrosse, when your goalie just starts going out. Like I said earlier, one mishap could lead to you're giving up a point, and that could be crucial afterwards with your team. Seems they had a sub. C3.
Russell G. And now he's going to have the ball. He's going to pass it backwards. That is to Kelly. Kelly with a low shot. Bounces into the keeper's stick. Rye's going to take over on possession with 46 remaining in the quarter. Some pressure from Somers' offense, trying to give them some trouble getting the ball across the line, but they will get the ball across the line. 11 now taking a long shot. And it's going to go out of bounds. Tristan Watchell for Somers will be closest.
Yeah, so what you see there, what you saw earlier, you saw their goalie, Rye's goalie. He is an exceptional, I believe he's an exceptional passer. He can stay in that pocket, that area where that goal is. He is exceptional in the pocket. He has time. He can throw wherever accurately. The only times it's ever been dropped is when his playmakers around him made a mistake. Let's see what they do here. Passes back. It's all the way back, a shot on the goal, and it's caught by him. And look at that.
As time ends in the first period, a shot from Jimenez. A great first period of play for Somers. 2-0 at the end of the first period. We'll be back after a short break.
Watch the Soma Sports Broadcast, where we break down the world of sports.
Back, he throws. There's 2 defenders on the tight end.
Interview guests.
We're here with Coach Packard, who will be interviewing today.
Predict upcoming sport games.
To win it 26-23, the Chargers win.
Debate sports.
Who is the best NFL team of all time?
The Cowboys have won 5 Super Bowl titles.
The Patriots, one of the best teams.
Discuss our opinions on the latest in the world of sports.
Alex Bowman, I think he could make it far. He's been impressive.
And much more.
A fumble! This could be game!
I'm with
Nikki Duffy.
Dean Palzall.
I would definitely say DP, Dean Palzolo. He definitely had a great game.
Just a Hail Mary. Will he get it? Bounces off the Bears defenders. Touchdown!
When I first joined last year, you wanted me long distance, but then you threw it.
And I think by now we've really proved that we are the most dominant team in Section 1.
It's going to be a pick. Picked off by Miguel Iglesias, and he's going back.
Watch our weekly talk show episodes of the Soma Sports Broadcast. You could find them on YouTube and Spotify.
Welcome back, and as we get ready for the start of the second period. Let's go over our captains for your Somers Tuskers. We have Dean Palazzolo, Matt Mayfield, Miguel Iglesias, Logan Ruby, Mason Kelly, Ryan Brush, and Tristan Watchell. And your goalies for Somers are going to be Hudson Ruby in the goal right now, Ryder Pelkey, and Andrew Marzella. And we are back. Matt Mayfield in the middle for the face-off as we get ready to kick off the second period. 12 minutes on the clock, and it's going to be a face-off win for Matt Mayfield. He's going to steamroll right towards the goal. He's going to have a shot right over the keeper's stick. That's a goal for number 6 of Matt Mayfield, making this a 3-0 game.
Yeah, that was within the first 7 seconds. If you look at the shot clock right there, first 7 seconds, he gets it, he scoops it up, he drops it, but he gets it back mid-air. He's running, and he instantly passes that and throws it top right part of the goal where that goalie is standing. Boom. Instantly, that's a goal within the first 7 seconds. And you can tell this Rye team, they're starting to feel it more. They're starting to feel it in their morale. You can tell it's going low. You see how upset they are that they just let off a goal in the first 7 seconds. And now they're resetting, and it looks to be that they start now.
Yep. So the face-off win is going to be awarded to Rye there. I believe Matt Mayfield went early on the face-off. So number 22 to start us off for Rye. Rye going to get a chance at offense right after that Somers goal. 22 running around. He's going to pass back to number 4. Rye seems to want to calm it down a little bit. Somers hot right now. Definitely got that energy moving. So 4 with it, trying to run in past his defender. Doesn't have a shot, so he's going to pass it to 2 behind the net. 2 passes out to the far sideline to number 9. 9 drops back, passes to number 8. Number 8 cradling around now, going for the middle for a shot over the net. It's going to be out of bounds. Rye will be closest. Rye will continue with it.
Yeah, here you could see both these teams. They work on their footwork a lot. That seems a little random, but you can see how quick their feet are moving and how fast they are going. And you can see everything. You can see how they run. You can see it in everything that they do right now. Like even when he's going, you could tell that he has been working on that footwork. But you could obviously see it's a great game.
Yeah, shot denied there by Hudson Ruby for number 2, as that's going to be a save to him. And Somers going to take over on possession, coming up the far sidelines into the zone. That's Dean Palazzolo bringing it for the Tuskers. He's going to give it to Violante. Violante going to give it to Iglesias behind the net, who loses the ball. And it's going to be scooped up by 33 of Rye. Not sure if Tristan never got a handle on the ball or if he left it where he was. So number 8 just on the offense now for Rye, starting us off. He's going to wait for his offense to get fully set up. He's going to get to 22 at the top. 22 going to pass to 4 near the Rye sideline. Number 4 taking his time, cradling around. Finally looks like he's going to run the play. He's going to pass it to the top for number 22. 22 trying to work in for a low shot wide. It's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be still Rye possession. Number 1 to bring it in, passes to number 2. Number 2 coming around the front of the net now. Going to pass to 22 at the top. 22 passes to 4 near the far sideline. 22 back to 22 at the top. 22 looking for a shot. Doesn't quite have one. Not able to find an opening. He's going to drop it off to number 20 to number 2. 2's going to look for the opening up the middle. Sorry, that's number 9. Number 9 with a shot. Pass, actually. Passes to number 2 over the net. Number 2 trying to work in front. Passes it off. It's going to be number 1 with a shot that goes over Hudson Ruby's stick. So that's going to be a goal for the number 1 of Rye, making this a 3-1 game with 9:21 remaining.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you can't really get past this Somers defense. It's hard. It went just above, and you could see that in Hudson. He knew he could have got that, but it's lacrosse. It's always going to be, 2 inches of space can make the biggest difference. So now let's see where we are. 9 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Let's see what they do here. Somers now has the ball, but it looks to be fought, and it looks like Rye recovers. Rye is coming all the way back, but it looks to be something.
Let's see. They awarded the ball to Rye. The face-off wasn't totally clean there. Mason Kelly was brought down, and the ball was on the ground. In the end, the ball was awarded to Rye. So Rye now, after a few passes, is behind the Somers net. Number 2 coming around the front. Number 2 with a pass to number 13 around the 40-yard line. Sorry, number 13 now. Trying to work in towards the middle. It looks like he's going to have a shot. Shot that goes over the stick of Hudson Ruby and out of bounds for number 9 of Rye to receive. Bring it back in bounds now. Number 9 dancing around behind the net. He's going to pass number 2 near the Rye sideline. He's going to try to work around his defenders. Multiple Somers defenders headed right towards him. Pass it back to 9 behind the net. And he's going to throw it out for number 13 to field. Number 13 now cradling near the right sideline. An attempted pass to the middle to his teammate is going to be intercepted by Somers. Bringing it down the field now. Into the offensive zone. Going to be dropped off to Tristan Iglesias to bring it down the field for Somers. That was number 17, JJ Penzo. Now with it, Cameron Violante. Cameron Violante passes to Iglesias. Passes to Miguel, his brother. Miguel with a nail now the Somers sideline. He's going to pass it to the top. Trying to work in. It's going to be a shot for Dylan Jimenez. It's going to go past the net. 34 seconds remain for Somers on offense.
Yeah, so here, I mean, it's really tough when you're in scenarios like this, for Rye, because when you're passing, this Somers team is very, very athletic. They have opportunities, whenever, wherever to just go intercept that. I mean, it's tough. It is really tough, especially when you have such a strong Somers team. But let's see where we are right now. Somers looks to have almost had a goal there, but it looks to unfortunately not be the case. But it looks like Somers now 7 stepping back up with it, and unfortunately Rye's goalie does make a big play here, and he is able to stop. All right, let's see here right now. The goalie gets back. You can see his exceptional passing. I think this Rye goalie is a great passer. He's very well calm. He is collected. He's going, and let's see. He throws it all the way towards midfield, and he has it, but it looks to be a timeout taken by Somers. Some players coming on and off the field. So let's talk about this Somers and this Rye defense. I think this Somers defense and both the Rye defense as well, they are doing a great job of keeping the players on the outside. When you see these defenders, when they were switched on the other side, you see the defenders, he's pushing them off to the outside, which makes it much harder for him to actually do anything here.
Yeah, so now we're going to take a look at our college commits for Somers. So we have Miguel Iglesias going to Notre Dame, Matt Mayfield going to Wesleyan, Mason Kelly going to Brown University, Brett Kennedy going to Lafayette University, Logan Ruby going to Springfield University, Tristan Watchell going to Emerson University finally, and all were not listed on the graphic, unfortunately, but they still matter. And for our Rye commits, a little bit of a longer list. We have Tommy DiCaro going to Union, Brendan Lavalelle going to Penn, Emmett Carroll going to Penn as well, Owen Kovacs going to Bucknell, Carter Barford going to Trinity, Aiden Cunningham going to Bates, John Hartzell going to Colgate, Finn Arenas going to Wesleyan, and Caden Balling going to North Carolina. As we restart on play there, out of the timeout, we have 6:45 remaining in the second period, and it's number 22 for Rye behind the net, passing it off to number 2. 2 with a shot coming around the front that's going to go in. He just barely deposits it in the goal as he's coming around, making it a 3-2 game. That was number 2 from Rye. He faked a pass, and then he came around undefended almost, and he put a shot through Hudson Ruby's legs just near the post.
Yeah, you know what you saw here from the college recruits. You could see some of these teams are familiar where they're coming from. You have some players going to UNC, place where Drake May went to for football. From Penn State. You have a bunch from a lot of key places. North Carolina, Notre Dame, Brown, Lafayette, Penn State. Bucknell, University of Virginia. These are tough colleges. All right, now back to the game. Let's see here. Looks like Rye will recover his goalie, coming right out of the goal. That is something you don't want to do when you're on Rye. See how they just lost right there? They just lost possession very shortly. It was very brief, but you see that goalie, sprinting to go get that. I feel like in that scenario, you let your teammates go get that. You don't want to leave yourself susceptible to a goal. Leaving yourself susceptible in a goal during that is really bad, and you don't want to do that. And even when you're even if you're on offense, you want to make sure you maximize that opportunity as much as you can, get as much out of that as possible. For example, in football, if there's a fumble but the other team recovers it, you want to go for that. So right there, when they had that, even as an incomplete pass in football, when you go, you want to go for that. You don't want to just leave it. If you're Somers there in that scenario, Somers, I feel like you should have done everything in your power to go get that ball, because that goalie was not in the goal at all whatsoever. You could have maximized on that opportunity and got a goal right there. All right, so now let's talk about what is the key success. What is the key to success in this game? Brandon, why don't you answer that?
Yeah, so Coach Hirsch told us that the key to success for Somers in this game is to control the loose balls, clearing the ball out of the defensive zone efficiently, and riding intensity as we get ready to return from our timeout now.
Timeout in the second.
Rise starting with it. Yeah, Rise starting with it at the midfield mark. 22 for Rye. Having some trouble, but he's getting there, and he's going to be able to make a shot. I believe his stick was touched, so he was knocked wide.
Slightly wide right there. Rye cannot get that. Even with this Somers team, you saw that right there. They didn't allow as much pressure they never allow that much, pressure from a singular person. There's more of a, team thing on the other team. But Somers, you can't let that one person, see right there? It's very close to letting more than one person through at a time.
Yeah, number 13 with a shot goes out of bounds past the net. And number 9, bring it back inbounds. He's going to make a pass to number 8. 8 back to 9. 9 near the far sideline, 30-yard line now. Passes to 22 across the field in the middle. He's knocked down, gets right back up with a pass to number 2 that he's unable to handle, and it's going to trickle out of bounds. And it's going to be Somers' ball. So Somers starts it with 5 minutes remaining in the second period of play. Inching closer to halftime. Let's see what teams do to try to either extend their lead before halftime or even it up at halftime. Violante now with it near the net goal. Passes to Tristan behind the net. Passes to his brother Miguel Iglesias on the other side. Iglesias going to pass to Jimenez. And it's going to be passed to the number 12, Ryan Brush, as he comes running in. Brush in the middle now. Brush looking for a shot. Doesn't have one. He's going to pick a pass. That was a pass to Kelly with a shot attempt wide right. Scooped up by Tristan Iglesias. Passes to Miguel Iglesias. Miguel trying to work around his defender to the middle. We often see him trying to work from one side to the middle once he receives the ball. He drops it off to Jimenez. Jimenez loses the ball. Loose ball now scooped up by Rye, number 5. Bring it downfield. Has some trouble getting it across the middle. He's pressured, and it's going to be number 9 with a shot. Hits the post and heads straight up in the air. Tristan Watchell pushed to the ground. No penalty as Somers takes over on possession. Somers back in the offensive zone. No goalie in the net, and its pass is going to be intercepted by number 11 of Rye. So they're going to take back over, back on the Somers side now. 3:30 remaining in the second period of play. Number 7 heading towards the middle. He's going to pull back, and he's just going to drop off a pass to number 9. 9 coming up the middle. Pass to 1. 1 with a shot. Saved by Hudson Ruby. High shot there. Hudson Ruby coming out of the net there. As Phillip talked about the risk that if something were to happen during a pass that there would be no one in the goal. But he's going to make a pass that is going to head out of bounds. Unable to be handled by Dean Palazzolo. We have 3 minutes remaining in the second period of play.
Yes.
And Phillip, who are the star players on Rye that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, I think some star players on Rye right now. They have a lot of college level players, like we talked about earlier. You know, a couple from UNC. You know, a couple from Penn. A couple from one from Union. But you know, UNC, University of North Carolina. They're a great overall athletic. They're athletically focused here. They're very focused on what they need. You know, they have a great football program. You know, they had a recent quarterback, 4th overall pick, Drake May. From there, they have a strong football team. They have a strong, I think they have very strong sports teams. So to see, you know, someone from Rye, from such a strong school, go to this place, it shows just how good some of these players can be.
Yeah, back to the game now. 2:38 remaining. Somers on offense. Kelly near the 30-yard line on the Somers side. At the top now, looks like we're going to have a shot. It's going to be a pass back to Kelly. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout called with 2:22 remaining. There, timeout called by Rye, trying to slow down Somers before halftime. But while we have a second now. So we also asked Coach Hirsch what we expected to see from Rye today. He said that we were expecting to see aggressive defense and a dynamic offense. I'm not seeing too much of that dynamic offense yet. Maybe that's going to show later in the game. I can totally see that coming alive later in the game, but I think the Rye offense had a little bit of a slow start. So not the best start from them, but they do have 2 goals. It's a 3-2 game currently. And if you take a look at the YouTube live chat, we have an MVP poll currently up. As you hear about the game, please cast a vote there. It's a straw poll, and every Somers player is listed there. You can pick whoever, and then as well, you can additionally type a name in if someone was not included. We'll take a look at that just after the game finishes. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think my MVP of this game, I really, really think it's going to be Hudson Ruby here. He's great on defense. A little bit, kind of not really a fall off, but a little bit of a fall off, in the second quarter here. I mean, letting up 2. But, it's tough. I mean, it's tough when you have a single person. It's really hard to see. Looks like Somers has scored again. Number 0, another one by Cameron Violante. Another score for him. Number 0, class of 2027. A little bit on the younger side. You can see here, turns around. That defender's trying to hit that stick as he shoots and tries to see what we're talking about. That inside leverage, keeping him on the outside. You don't want to keep him on the inside. When he's on the inside, he's more susceptible to that goal. but it looks once again that Somers is still in the lead by 2. Let's see who wins. Let's see. Somers wins the toss here, and it looks like he's running.
That Matt Mayfield make a pass to the middle. A quick shot there over the net, and Somers is going to continue on possession. They were closer. We have 1:55 remaining in the second half.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're in such an important game like this, a playoff game. It's really tough. You don't know what's going to happen. You could see, a team, it could be as great as, like the Chiefs, like we're going back to football. It could be as great as the Chiefs in the playoffs, or you could be, like the Steelers. You get first rounded. Doesn't know how you play. It just matters how you are in the postseason, and they are in the postseason right here. But see this little dump off in the backfield right behind the goal. He's staying with it. He has the ball. He's seeing what he'll do with it. Passes it back towards midfield. Running in.
Yeah, that's going to be Kelly. Kelly making a pass behind the net. Ball winds up in the stick of Miguel Iglesias. Miguel Iglesias heading behind the net. Drops it off. A pass in front of the net. That's going to be a shot for Jimenez. Jimenez's shot is going to be denied. It's going to be scooped back up with Somers. 1 minute remaining. And it's going to go out of bounds. And it looks like the ball is going to go to Rye there. Yeah, the Rye Garnets to start off with that there. Having some trouble getting over the line. Some good Somers defense instantly. But 22 does get it over. So as that does happen, 47 seconds remaining in the second period of play.
Yeah, so I think right here, when you're in this scenario, I think Rye, all you gotta do. I know they're trying to chew out the clock right now. I say all you have to do right now. All you have to do is just go. All you have to do is just go for that goal. Go for whatever you can right now, and see whatever you can get.
Yeah, as the clock wind down, less than 20 seconds remaining. The ball is going to be covered up by Hudson Ruby and scooped up. 12 seconds remaining. And it's going to be another stoppage here.
Yeah, it's gonna dump off. I mean, if you have the ball right now, it's either you run the clock out. If you're Somers, you just run the clock out. You don't want to give Rye an opportunity to score. Or if you Rye, you just sprint your heart out to that other side and just try to get a goal as quick as you can. You want to do whatever you can at any time right now to do anything that you want to be able to do. You need to get that goal. That's why you need to be able to do anything. You need to be able to sprint as hard as you can just to get that goal. That's if you're not trying to run the clock out. But it seems right now they are running the clock out right now. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is the end of the first half. We will be on camera for the second half, so we will see you soon.
Watch the Soma Sports Broadcast, where we break down the world of sports,
Back, he throws. There's 2 defenders on the tight end.
interview guests,
We're here with Coach Packard, who will be interviewing today.
predict upcoming sport games,
To win it 26-23, the Chargers win.
debate sports,
Who is the best NFL team of all time?
The Cowboys have won 5 Super Bowl titles.
The Patriots, one of the best teams.
discuss our opinions on the latest in the world of sports,
Alex Bowman. I think he could make it far. He's been impressive.
and much more.
A fumble. This could be game.
I'm with
Nicky Duffy.
Team Palzall.
I would definitely say DP, Dean Palzolo. He definitely had a great game.
Just a Hail Mary. Will he get it? Bounces off the Bears defenders. Touchdown.
When I first joined last year, you wanted me long distance, but then you threw it.
And I think by now we've really proved that we are the most dominant team in Section 1.
It's going to be a pick. Picked off by Miguel Iglesias, and he's going back.
Watch our weekly talk show episodes of the Soma Sports Broadcast. You could find them on YouTube and Spotify.
And welcome to our halftime show. So we're here in the New Sports Broadcasting Club studio here, off-site location for our halftime show. So our current score is 4-2 with Somers in the lead. So starting off for halftime, I'm just going to recap the first half so far. So instantly, in the first few minutes, Miguel Iglesias had an unassisted goal. He broke through multiple defenders to fight his way into the middle of the field to have a clear path for his shot. And then immediately following that up, we had a goal from Cameron Violante, appeared to be unassisted. And then at the very, very beginning of the second quarter, Matt Mayfield off the faceoff had a goal of his own, won the faceoff, took off right away, headed right up the middle, had a shot, went right past the goalie's stick. After that, number 1 on Rye had a goal unassisted. A few minutes after, number 2 from Rye had a goal unassisted. And then to finish off the half here, Cameron Violante had his second goal of the first half, making this a 4-2 game at halftime.
Yeah, with these Somers players, and Rye, I'm noticing a lot with Rye. With Rye, they are keeping that outside press. They are keeping them, say, I'm right here. They're keeping them pressed against the outside, giving them more and more space between the goal and the player, as much space as they can. Like you see in football, when you see that receiver running down the sideline, you see that DB, you see that cornerback pushing him off against the side if he's running on the side. Give him more space so he has more time to react. That's exactly what they're doing here. They're giving him more time to react in between them to try to and get these crucial key stops that they have now. That's why they've only allowed 4 points to this high-powered Somers offense. They're keeping them pressed outside, which is really, really helpful. Even Somers, that's why Somers keeping such a high-powered Rye offense. They're also keeping them to only 2 points, which I really think could have been 1 point if you're just a little more careful. In this game, it's all about, a couple inches, a couple inches of space. When they shoot that ball, it's only a couple inches of space between that net, that stick, and that ball and that net. You only have a little bit of room. So just a little bit of room of error from Hudson Ruby, and that could have been it. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, so now we're going to move on to our best plays of the first half there. So I'll start off my best play of the first half for me was at the beginning of the second period, Matt Mayfield taking that right off the faceoff. Only 7 seconds into the second period, Somers was already up another goal, making it 3-0 at that point. Phillip, what do you think?
Yeah, I was also going to say that too. You beat me right to it. I think maybe that second Cameron Violante goal, that second goal that he had right there, right again with that outside coverage, he pressed him outside, but he was able to get that stick and get it in over the defender. He was able to get it over in that top right part of the goal, right where the defender was too. He basically put it in the defender's in his stick, in his net, but he was able to just, slightly throw him off, get him over, and then get that goal in.
Yeah, and then Phillip, who do you think was the MVP of the first half? And now, if you haven't noticed and you're watching on YouTube, we do have an MVP poll available for you to vote. We greatly appreciate that. So we're going to talk about the MVP of just the first half. So who do you think that was?
I think it's Hudson Ruby. I mean, I'm going kind of off the first quarter a little bit more. I'm leaning towards more that second quarter. I don't think was as high-powered as the first quarter. I think that first quarter, Hudson Ruby getting those key stops right there. If he didn't get those key stops, if they didn't have, that good of a goalie, it would be a tie game right now. Maybe even they'd be down by 1. This team, that Rye offense is so high-powered. As you can see, the 1 seed right now. They are so high-powered. But Hudson Ruby keeping them from scoring as little as 2 points. I think he's the real MVP of this game. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, my player of the first half would probably be, I'll pick 2 here. I'll give 2 opinions here. My first opinion would be Cameron Violante. He had 2 goals. He had 1 in the first and second period. He had the first and last goal so far for Somers. He had an amazing first half. And then he doesn't have any goals to show for it, but number 11, Mason Kelly, would also be another player of the half for me, as he was involved in pretty much every scoring play throughout the game, throughout the first half. So he was moving the ball. He was getting the ball to these people that are putting it in the net. He's positioning himself in the right way to allow that to happen. And we are going to talk about our final score predictions now, as we know. As you can see, it is a 4-2 game right now. Phillip, what do you think the final score is going to be?
I think it's going to be a lot lower than expected, but I do think I think they're going to start, pulling their slack. I think they're going to start bringing this back, but I do think this Somers team, I think they're slowly going to deteriorate this defense, and I think it's going to be a closer game than people would think, but I don't think it's going to be as many points unless, some spark that the coaches give to them during halftime. I think it's going to be a 10-8 or 10 or 11-8 game. Brandon, what do you think? With Somers coming out on top, of course. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah. So I think it's going to be probably a 10-8 final score, some more scoring in the second half, but it's keeping it close. So now,
what do we think?
Yeah, I've got the final score definitely being 10-8. So now, we have our club president joining us virtually just for a short moment here. Take it away.
Yeah, so just talking about the game, it's been a great performance, especially on defense for the Tuskers. And if their defense keeps playing how they've been playing in that first half, holding off a great Rise squad, that I think they're going to be able to hold on. And Miguel Iglesias, Cameron Violante, both having great first halves. I'm excited to see what they do in the second half. But I think it's going to be the Tuskers who take this one in a 10-5 final score game. If they continue playing how they're playing, I feel confident about this Tusker squad. And that's what I see happening in the second half. But good luck to the Tuskers and good luck to you guys. And thank you.
Okay, so that was Benny on the call there. Now my score prediction here. It's gonna be hard. I'm thinking Ryan might get some more points. I think both teams really not as much scoring. I think it's gonna keep a low score game, probably 7-5 is what I'm thinking. Still maintaining that 2-point lead for Somers to take it.
All right, so let's just do one final, recap of the first half so far. This first half, very defense reliant. I don't think many people expected these defenses to be as high powered as they normally are, as they usually are. But this team is great. This team is so great, high powered. Both these teams, both these offenses and these defenses. I think Somers does have a slight little edge here. Even though with Rye being, the 1 seed, they're obviously a little bit better. But I think that Somers, in this game particularly, has the edge here. I mean, they're up 4-2 right now. They have no signs of stopping. That fourth quarter, they've been going a little slower than they usually are. But they are, very high-powered, this Somers team. And this Rye team, too, with this defense. This is a great defense. Lacrosse is a very hard sport to play. It's probably one of the top 3 hardest sports, in my opinion, that you'd ever have to play. But I think this is going to be a really tough game.
Yeah, so that is going to conclude our halftime show. Thank you for joining us for that, and we will see you shortly for the remainder of the game. All right, welcome back. We're set off for the second half here in this Somers Rye game. Rye has won the opening faceoff, number 9 at the top now. This is a 4-2 game in the third period, Class C, Section 1 finals.
All right, so Somers once again has, back on the left side of the field. Let's see what they do right here. Let's see what Rye does. Rye has possession. Another stop by Hudson Ruby. Not leaving the goal this time. Now he's leaving the goal. But, it's a quick dump off pass. Cutting through midfield. He has room. He has so much room to go to Somers. Quick pass to number 11. Let's see what they do here. Let's see against. See this how they're saying, like in basketball, that 3-point line. They are staying. I feel like in that kind of like that formation. They're staying on the outside part of that. Number 13 cutting back in, drops the ball, but recovers it very, very quickly. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, that's going to be a pass. Pass off to Mason Kelly. Mason Kelly near the Rise sideline now, hovering around the 25-yard line. He's going to drop off a pass to Miguel Iglesias. Miguel Iglesias making his way to the middle. Miguel's going to have a shot, and that shot is going to be saved by the keeper. Rye on offense now, quickly bringing the ball across. 5 with a shot. 5 bouncing shot goes wide. Back now, 22. Passes to 9 for Rye. 9, pass to 13 near the Somers sideline. It's going to be 4. 4 with it now. Scooped up by Somers. Loose ball knocked out of the stick of number 4, and Somers going to take over on possession. Hudson Ruby starting behind his own net.
Yeah, it's a great game. Again, Hudson Ruby. You see the passing on both these goalies. These goalies are great passers. And it looks to be Somers with another goal. Cameron Violante with his 3rd goal of the evening. What a great game. What a great performance by Somers. Both these teams are so well organized, so well played. Cameron Violante with another goal. You see, he gets that. He has 2 defenders on him. He goes and he gets it right. All these throws are so close to these goalies. It's basically on the goalies.
And it's going to be a hat trick there for Cameron Violante. 3 goals on the day. We're set for the face-off again, and it's going to be unclear who wins it, and it's going to be 44 from Rye, scooping up on the face-off. Rye, number 5, passing 33. 33 with a shot. Past the net, and it's going to be out of bounds for number 1 of Rye to take it.
Yeah, it's a great game with these two. Somers' win-loss record this season is 15-3 right now. In Section 1, they're 14-0, but since they were so good, they had to go against another section with much, much harder opponents, much harder teams to play against. It's really tough, going against stuff like this. But it's a goal. 22 tried to score, but he fortunately gets stopped by the goalie, Hudson Ruby, here. All right. Rye passes it back behind Ruby in the blind spot. Let's see what he does here. Rye passing it back all the way. Number 8 has it now to throw. And let's see what he does with it here. Tries to get that inside. Tries to get inside. Passes it all the way through. And it's a goal. And it is not. Unfortunately, Rye cannot get that there. It's a big clump in the middle. Let's see how many people. Looks to be some people on the ground here. And it seems to be Rye's ball. It seems to be again. Our number 8 has it. Passes, dumps it to number 3. 3 has it, dumps it to 7. 7 wandering in the pocket. Let's see what they do here.
Number 22 with a shot from far out, bouncing past the net. And it's going to be out of bounds. 46 seconds remain for Rye on the offense with 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd period of play. 5-2 game here. A loose ball in front of the net is scooped up by Somers, so Somers taking over on possession here. Long pass for Somers, trying to get over the middle of the field. I believe that's going to be Kelly to bring it across. He's going to pass it Miguel Iglesias with it now, passes to his brother Tristan. Tristan passes back to Miguel Iglesias. Miguel with a pass to a running number 11 of Mason Kelly. Passes back to Iglesias. Iglesias passes to his brother Tristan. Tristan passes to Violante near the right sideline. He gets a screen. Trying to get to the middle. Cameron Violante. Not going to be able to. He's going to pass it off. Pass made. Somers charges with the net. It's going to be a shot over the net. It's going to be fielded by Tristan. Iglesias passes to Violante. Passes to the top for Jimenez. Jimenez passing to Tristan Iglesias. Tristan Iglesias trying to work his way in front. Passes off to, I believe that's going to be Mason Kelly. Mason Kelly with a shot that hits the crossbar, and it's going to be out of bounds, staying Somers' ball.
Yeah, it's a great. This Rye defense has been holding up exceptionally well in this third quarter. It's great. It's great, to see how well these two teams have been playing right here. Let's see what they do here. Somers has it. Let's see. Trying to getting that outside leverage once again. Number Mason Kelly, passing in the backfield. To Cameron Violante. Let's see what they do. Running around, scrambling. Lost. He passes it all the way back. It does. Passes it to number him. Running, scrambling out in the pocket. Goes. Passes it all the way back to number 11, Mason Kelly. Kelly goes, gets that juke off, and he goes. Can score it here, and it looks like they're just, playing kind of cat and mouse, fishing him around, and it's
Cameron Violante, number 0, from the top, hits the top right corner of the net for his 4th goal of the night, making this a 6-2 game. Somers, number 0, Cameron Violante.
Yeah, it's a great game. 4 goals on the night. Quarter's not even over yet. It's great. It's nice to see. This is so far. This is our first trip to the finals since 2009. Rise won the section for the past 5 years straight since 2020.
Looks like it's going to be a face-off win for Mayfield. Mayfield treasures to the net. He's going to pass it to Tristan Iglesias. Tristan passes back out to Mason Kelly. Mason Kelly at the top now, near the 40-yard line, taking his time in the middle of the field, giving his teammates time to make subs, switch sides, and he's going to pass it. The pass is going to be received by Ryan Brush. Ryan Brush in the game now. He's trying to head towards the net. He's not going to be able to get through. He's going to pass it to Violante. Violante coming around the front, passing back to Ryan Brush. Brush passes back to the top to Kelly. Kelly with a low shot. Just kicked out of the way by the keeper at the last second, a last resort attempt to get the ball off the net, and he was just able to send it out of bounds. No goal. Kelly passes back. It's going to be a pass to Tristan Iglesias behind the net. He's going to pass to Miguel Iglesias. Miguel with a shot. Shot goes wide, and Cameron Violante closest to it for Somers. Somers to keep possession. Back to the top now. Iglesias passes to his brother Tristan. Tristan passing to Cameron. Violante there. Attempted pass to the middle for Miguel. Iglesias is lost. And Somers players collapsed in the middle in attempts to try and pressure them. But that did not work. The ball became loose. I noticed Somers plays better when they're all out a little further from the net and they're all kind of moving around. Moving around independently, not all being in one place. But Ryan with possession now, with 22 with a shot as he's falling down to the ground. I believe he was pushed down. It's going to go far wide and out of bounds.
Yeah, it's tough here for this Rye offense. I feel like they need to get this spark. They need to get this team. They need to get this going. They have to. If they want a real shot at actually playing this game and winning effectively, they need to score. But you see right there, when they shoot from the 20-yard line, they need to get closer. They're giving this goalie Hudson, they're giving him too much time to react. Like, see, right here, they're way too far out. If they want to have a chance of winning this game, they need to be close up front and up personal with the Somers defense. And unfortunately, number 2 of Rye has unfortunately just scored. Will Niedzic unfortunately has scored for Rye. As you can see here, he gets that. He cuts left, has opportunity. And just to contradict what I was just saying, he uses all his body weight, gets that bounce on the ground just enough so Hudson, the goalie there, can't get it. And unfortunately, they score. But, Somers still, has double their points, and it's still 6-3.
Yeah, that was definitely a great shot. I mean, it was quite some distance there and through a good amount of people. It went in, allowing, and Hudson Ruby allowed that. But here we have Somers, a lot of passing game on the right side of the field.
Rush was the now pass to Violante to Iglesias. Iglesias passes back to Violante in front of the net, drops off to Mason Kelly. Mason Kelly cradling around, trying to juke pass, trying to find a way to the middle. He's going to pass it behind the net. Ball finds its way to Iglesias, and it's going to be a wide shot deflected out of bounds. 3 minutes remaining in the third period of play. 6-3 Somers.
So Somers now coming back in from out of bounds. Behind the goalie, he's running aggressively in, and I believe, that is defended there by the Rye goalie. Or no, that is... Okay, so it bounced away, is out of bounds. Looks like Somers going to get it, though.
Yeah, that was a shot attempt by Dylan Jimenez. I find it a bit surprising that he doesn't have a goal yet in this game. But as the ball bounces far out of bounds, it is going to be Rye's ball. 22 for Rye, coming back with it, trying to get it over the line. Gets it over the line. Is the Somers territory now. He's going to pass it to number 2 behind the net. Number 2 is going to pass it to 5, who's going to take a shot wide off the post.
Yeah, it's great so far. I mean, this Somers defense is holding up. I mean, this Rye defense is holding up against such a great, Somers offense. How they're holding up, it's really tough to see. Both these teams, Rye's offense, Somers' offense, both very high-powered. These defenses, too, they have some very, very key players on defense, some big-name players on defense. But let's see what they do here right now. 1 has it, passes it back to number 8. Let's see, 8 passes it to 9, passes it back. Passes it across his body, across to number 8 again.
Tristan Wachell defending there. A shot attempt from number 8. Knocked away. Number 9 fields it and is going to have it at the top now. He passed it into 22. 22 standing in the middle unguarded with a goal for him. Just past the stick of Hudson Ruby. This is going to be a 6-4 game for Rye. As we take a look at the replay, a nice pass from 9 to 22. Turns around and shoots it right away. We weren't seeing as much aggression from the Somers defense as we normally do there.
Yeah, with Somers right there, you saw when that Rye, Mitty passed it to the attackman. Attackman had his stick up. He had that slight height advantage over him. He was on top, and he was able to get that ball, and was able to make on that play and score there. See, so Somers has it now. Deep in Rye territory, behind the goal. Passes it back. Violante has it now. They're getting it soon, I'd assume. Somers starts cutting in on the left side. Throws it back. Throws it all the way back. All the way towards the 20.
Pass to Tristan Iglesias there. Tristan Iglesias with a shot. It's going to be knocked away by the keeper there.
Yeah, so there's roughly 2 or 3 defenders from Rye on Iglesias. And he had some distance that he was from the goal that he wanted to try to shoot from. It did not go in, but some great defense and offense from both teams.
Yeah, we're coming back here. We had to stop so somebody could tie their shoe on the field, but we've 1:22 remaining in the third period to start us off. Cameron Violante near the right sideline. He's going to make a pass. Over to Brush. Pass over to Kelly. Kelly taps, sticks with Iglesias, hands it off to him, and Kelly with a low... Sorry, Miguel Iglesias with a low shot. The keeper was not fooled, and he was very easily able to save that one. It was a low shot. Definitely on net there for Iglesias, but no goal. Fry's going to take over on possession, so number 9 running up the far sideline here. Coming into the middle, he's going to drop back past the number 5. 5 hands it off to number 22. 46 seconds remaining in the third period of play. 6-4.
Yeah, Rye cut this lead all the way back down to 2. They were down earlier by 3. They cut this down to 2. They're trying to give themselves more opportunities to score here, but it seems that they're just gonna let this third quarter just let it run out. Or maybe, at the last 5, 8 seconds or something, maybe they could do something. Maybe they can get something going. That's what they seem to be doing here. Number 5 passing it back to number 1 all the way at the 25-yard line. Let's see what they do. Towards the 20, running back all the way to the 25. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and the quarter is over, unfortunately.
And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Watch the Soma Sports Podcast, where we break down the world of sports,
Back, he throws. There's 2 defenders on the tight end.
interview guests,
Here with Coach Packard, who will be interviewing today.
predict upcoming sport games,
To win it 26-23, the Chargers win.
debate sports,
Who is the best NFL team of all time?
The Cowboys have won 5 Super Bowl titles.
The Patriots, one of the best teams.
discuss our opinions on the latest in the world of sports,
Alex Bowman. I think he could make it far. He's been impressive.
and much more.
A fumble. This could be game.
I'm with
Nicky Duffy.
Dean Palzall.
I would definitely say DP. Dean Palzolo. He definitely had a great game.
Just a Hail Mary. Will he get it? Bounces off the Bears defenders. Touchdown.
When I first joined last year, you wanted me long distance, but then you threw it.
And I think by now we've really proved that we are the most dominant team in Section 1.
It's going to be a pick. Picked off by Miguel Iglesias, and he's going back.
Watch our weekly talk show episodes of the Soma Sports Broadcast. You could find them on YouTube and Spotify.
Alrighty, so we are here now. Your score is 6-4 at the end of the third quarter. Not so high amount of scoring, but just there on that last play, that last shot attempt, we had some fast running from Rye, and on the right side. Typically, that would enable them to be open for a nice, quick shot, but Somer's defense was there and ready. And also overall, looking at Rye's offense, especially in the first half, they were aggressive, but were just missed a few times in the beginning. But now they're 6-4.
Get back in here for the fourth period of play. 6-4. Somers in the lead. Somers currently in offense, but just as I say, that loose ball on the ground, scooped up by Rye, number 11. Now, this is Rye's last chance. They're down only 2 goals. This is definitely a close game and definitely winnable for Rye. But I believe that Somers is going to continue to thrive here.
Yeah, you'd think with such high-powered offenses, you'd think that they'd be able to score more points, and that's what I originally thought too. I thought this would be a 17, point game, but you also don't want to underestimate the strength of this defense.
As Mason Kelly receives a pass there, he runs up the field, and Mason Kelly, number 11, is going to score. Mason Kelly is going to have his first goal of the night. Yes, so he runs right up the middle of the field. So the Rye defenders were kind of far out. They weren't really covering the middle, and he was able to run right in for an open shot there. High shot, hit the top left corner.
Yeah, look, Somers wins face off. Let's see what they do here. Goes to the end. Somers with another goal. Unbelievable. Cameron Violante, which I believe is his 5th one of the night, of the evening. Unbelievable. Wins it. They win the toss. Passes it all the way to Violante. He gets under. He gets that bounce under. It goes from right under him. It gets right to him. Right there. Right through the goalie. You know, just to put a nail in the basically a nail in the coffin here towards the final. 11 minutes. You still have another quarter to play, so they could come back, but now Somers doubles their original lead, having a 4-point differential here.
Yeah, amazing there. So yeah, off the face-off, Mayfield runs up the middle of the field, passes off to Violante, hovering near the net on the far sideline side, and he's able to receive a pass and take a quick shot. So Somers continues with possession here after the face-off. Brush running up the middle. Brush with a shot. It's blocked by the keeper down in front of the net and covered by number 17, the keeper. So Rye will take over on possession there. Hands it off to number 4. 4 coming up the middle of the field for Rye. He's going to be met by some Somers defenders. Somers, number 1 receives a pass from 4, and he's now with it. Passes to 22 at the top. 22 curling around, trying to get around his defender. Looks like he has a shot. It was wide shot there, and it's going to be out of bounds. So number 1 for Rye to bring it back in. Passes to 9, passes to 22. 22 over to 2 on the Rye sideline. 2 to 1. 1 with a shot. Wide. Was not on net, and it goes out of bounds. So Rye to continue possession here with 9:50 remaining in the 4th period of play. Number 22 with it coming around the back of the net. He's going to hand it off to number 9. Number 2 with a shot there. I believe it hit the post. He's able to grab his own rebound. So number 2 travels behind the net with it. He comes in front, and he's going to pass it to number 9. 9 passes to 13 on the near side. 13 trying to work to the middle. Somers defenders collapsed on him. He's forced to pass to his teammate number 4. Number 4, who was able to move in front of the net. Number 4 for Rye with a goal past Hudson Ruby, making this an 8-5 game with 9:16 remaining.
Yeah, cutting down the lead to 3 here. I mean, it's tough. It's tough for some of these, for these teams here to really get started. But I think right now in this 4th quarter, I think both these teams they're basically locked in right now, I guess. They are so focused right now. They want to get this game. They want to advance again, and they want to win this. Yeah, it looks as they win. Rye wins the face-off, and they go for an early goal right off the bat. But fortunately, they do not get it here. It's very tough. Both these teams, like I said previously, to get this leverage on both the sides. But they're doing a great job. This Somers and Rye defense, a great job of keeping them on the outside. A couple exceptions here and there, but overall they've been doing a great job. Let's see, Rye trying to go for another shot here. Somers defense doing a great job of keeping him away there. And being able not to let up a goal there.
Yeah, and I'd just like to take a second to talk about that last goal for Rye number 4. What kind of happened there was Rye had the ball in the middle of the field, close to the net, but not super close. And Somers defenders all collapsed on him. So that kind of left a pocket in front of the net where no Somers defenders were. So number 4 was able to slip in there and get a pass from 22 to get that goal there. So Rye is still with it now. Passing around number 2 behind the net. Trying to come in front for a shot. He's not going to be able to get in front. He is trying to reattempts to come back in, and number 2 with a falling shot past the feet of Hudson Ruby. He's initially blocked out, but he's able to work his way back in, and that is going to be the 3rd goal of the day for number 2 on Rye.
What an insane shot here. A juke out, and then he trips here and just gets it really low. Hudson Ruby, Somers goalie, not able to get it. And some great celebration, some crazy celebration there from number 2 for Rye that brings your score to 8-6.
All right, so now Somers with the ball here. 7 minutes, 33 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Let's see what they do here. Somers, it's a quick dump off pass all the way, near the 15-yard line, near the 20-yard line almost. Passes it backwards, moving all the way from the 40 to the 20. Now stepping back a little bit, deciding where to go to pass back behind the goal. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do right here, right now.
Yep. And that's Kelly with it in front of the net. No, sorry, Tristan, and he passes. Pass going to make its way behind the net to Cameron Violante. Violante coming back in front, looking for another shot, looking for potentially his 6th goal of the night. He's not going to have it. Passes in the ball, makes its way to Miguel Iglesias. Iglesias trying to work in, he works back. And it looks like some struggle. The ball is knocked out of his stick, and I think he tried to pick it back up, but he was unable to, and the ball rolls to the stick of number 17, the goalie for Rye. So Rye taking over on possession once again. So as Rye works back down the field, it's going to be a loose ball, unable to keep control of it. It's scooped up by Somers. Somers working back into the offensive zone. It's Dean Palazzo to bring it across. He loses the ball in the middle of the field, but it is going to be a timeout called, I believe, for Somers there. And now it's an 8-6 game. We have just a few minutes remaining. And something we wanted to talk about quickly was what it means to this Tusker squad to make it to this big game. It means a lot to them to be able to showcase their special group and represent Somers on the biggest stage of local lacrosse. But Coach Schur said getting to this game isn't the goal. It's just the start. He thinks the world of this team, and he strongly believes that they deserve the opportunity to achieve all of their goals and more, hopefully going deep into state playoffs, which the winner of this game will advance to. 4th period now, close game, 8-6 right now. 2-point lead for Somers. Time is running out.
Yeah, that's just a great mentality that they have. The team has definitely necessary to try to get them to where they want to be. And Rye's actually been coming up close just in this game. Only a 2-point difference. I mean, still a 2-point difference, but both teams have increased in score. So it feels like it's a little tighter, a little closer here. Teams are starting to come back out on the field. And Somers is going to start it.
Yeah, Somers to start now. So it's going to be a pass to Kelly at the top. Kelly trying to work his way in, guarded by number 5. He's going to drop a pass off to Violante. Violante's going to pass to Tristan Iglesias behind the net. Sorry, that was a pass there. Tristan Iglesias working his way in front. Loses the ball, but picks it up. The Rye defender didn't notice there. So Tristan's going to pass it behind the net to Cameron Violante. Violante working his way back to the front. Looks for a shot. Doesn't have one. He's going to keep on moving around. Guarded by number 24, giving him a hard time. Violante passes to Kelly at the top. Kelly has been staying near the top. And Kelly backtracking. trying to give himself some distance to move in, make a play, gain some momentum. He shoots, and it's going to go wide. And Somers is going to be closest there. So it's going to be Tristan Iglesias to bring it back in for Somers, and he's just going to roll it away as Somers is out of time in the offensive zone. So good awareness there. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth period of play. And Rye taking over on possession. Number 8 now at midfield. Number 8, cradling. He's get past the Somers players at midfield into the offensive zone for them. And number 8 drops back a pass. That pass is going to be to 22. 22 hangs around at the top in the middle of the field. Passes back to number 9 again.
Yeah, you see, Rye's doing not really a great job, but they're doing a good job of keeping this a 2-point game. They've kept it a 2-point game basically primarily this whole game. This whole game. I think if it's only been a 3-point game or a 4-point game once when it was 8-4. But now it's 8-6. Rye is still in this. Don't count them out just yet, but Somers is, I think, very likely to win this here.
Yeah, 2 with it at the top there. And he's going to pass to 1-1. He's going to have a shot, and it's going to be knocked down by Ruby and covered with his stick. It's a save for Ruby there, and he's going to pass it out to Tristan Watchell. Watchell charging down the field. He's going to have an opportunity to shoot, but he's going to pass it off to the side. That pass is going to go to Cameron Violante, who's going to take a shot in for the Tuskers. Cameron Violante with his 6th goal of the night, making this a 9-6 game.
That is just incredible. 6 goals from one person who's a sophomore. Anyone here on the team. So that brings the score 9-6. Yes. 2/3 of the score being from Cameron Violante.
All set for the faceoff again. It's going to be a faceoff win for Mayfield. Mayfield charging down the field. Passes to Violante. Violante's shot blocked by the keeper. He almost had his 7th goal right there. As you notice, Somers has 2 goals off faceoffs already tonight. So they were looking to grab another one there to hopefully lock down this win. But number 4 for Rye in the middle of the field. Passes to number 22. 22 near the Rye sideline, scrambling around, trying to get closer to the net. Surrounded by Somers players. Loose ball scooped up by Somers, number 1, Dean Palazzolo, who passes it up. Pass is going to be thrown ahead of Iglesias for him to go chase. Miguel Iglesias behind the net now. Throws a pass out in front of the net. Not sure who was intended to, but it gets away and is kept in the offensive zone and scooped up by Violante, who had to chase it long ways away. But he's charging towards the net now on the far side. Violante passing to Iglesias behind the net. Iglesias passing to his brother Tristan. Tristan near the Somers sideline passing to Kelly. Kelly taking time to calm things down. Somers has control of this game, 9-6 with 2:30 remaining. Kelly heading in for a shot, and that shot is going to be deflected. And Somers was closest on the out of bounds, so it will continue staying Somers' ball. 2:30 left in the game.
Yeah, it looks like Somers is gonna take this one right here. They have time to score. They have 2 minutes, 2:28 left in the fourth quarter. But I think this is just Somers' game from here on. Just try to get this ball control. Maybe take a timeout or two. You obviously don't want to risk, them getting a goal and then just steamrolling through. Putting up point after point. You obviously don't want that, but then there's a chance Somers could do that too. It seems here that they could also just be passing it to each other, just waiting it out, waiting the clock out. Or they could just try to get, a couple goals right here and just firmly finalizing, having that reassurance that you won the game early on, not have, this sense that, they could still come back. Putting up 2, maybe even 3 points right now, this could be very good for them.
Yeah, so Iglesias on the inbound. Back and forth, and back to Iglesias in front of the Somers line. He's going to make a long pass across the field. We're unable to tell who that is. It looks like Jimenez. Jimenez passing to Violante. Violante passing behind the net. Ball makes its way to Tristan Iglesias. Passes to his brother Miguel Iglesias. Passes up to Kelly. Kelly moving in. Chooses the pass. A shot. Shot attempt for Violante. Bouncing off the post. And the rebound is going to be fielded by Miguel Iglesias. They're going to calm things down. It's 1:30 remaining on the game time here. Miguel Iglesias taking a long pass. It's going to be a pass to Violante. And Violante is going to pass it to Jimenez, who comes around for a goal for Somers. The goalie left the net to try and guard Violante. But that is going to be a goal assisted by Violante for the number 16 of Dylan Jimenez. His first goal of the night.
Yeah, that's dangerous. I mean, exactly what we were saying earlier. The goalie escaping that pocket, escaping the goal. That's what you don't want, and that's what the Garnets just allowed. They just let them to get that inside, get him inside and just leave him out. And there is now 1 minute 16 left in the fourth quarter. It's really tough. It's really tough here. You don't really know what to do if you're Rye. I mean, you're down 10-6. I mean, 72 seconds left. You don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do.
And yeah, there's going to be a flag out. Let's see what the referees choose to do there. I'm not totally sure. It looks like it's going to be against Rye. Yes, the penalty will be against Rye. So Rye is going to actually be down a player with this short time remaining in the game. This is looking more and more out of reach for Rye at this point, as I believe Somers is already starting to celebrate a little bit. As play resumes on the Somers side, we're unable to tell who got a goal there for Somers, as the camera crew was a little late on that. But they all seem to be congratulating Jimenez. I believe that's going to be another goal for Dylan Jimenez there.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many star players on this Somers team. It is now 11-6 right now. I mean, when one player on your team has, half or even more than half of your points, it's really tough. I mean, it's nice. But now you see here, Rye, they have 67 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it seems, Somers running down the field again, and they let up another goal from number 6, I believe to be Matt Mayfield, letting up another goal, or doing one more goal, putting the nail in the coffin for Rye here, as it looks like Somers will win this game. That's what it looks like. I mean, you're not too sure. I mean, I don't think Rye is going to get 6 points in, 60 seconds, 61 seconds?
Yep, 61 seconds remaining here on the game time. Somers appears to be celebrating. And we're going to have a timeout here. Timeout here as Somers is currently celebrating.
But you don't want to celebrate too early.
Hold on. I believe they may be calling the game. No, they're not. Sorry.
It
appeared that way.
Yeah.
But I believe they're going to play the last minute.
Yeah,
So,
there's no real point here. I mean, you're already down 12-6. Somers is just steamrolling on you. Just getting, goal after goal after goal. And, it's really easy. I mean, it looks to be maybe a slight injury. I see maybe on Somers' side. Matt Mayfield looks to be injured here. Probably something light, probably, a stick to the back, where there was no padding. But, still an injury, so we're hoping he's okay. Should be fine. The game's already over. So Somers looks to win, and congrats to Cameron Violante.
Congrats to Cameron on his 6 goals. Yeah, so we are returning for from that timeout now. Sorry about that. I had believed the game was over as the referees had pretty much walked off the field almost. But we are going to resume with 1 minute left. Mayfield in the middle for the faceoff. He was experiencing some discomfort after the last play there. Faceoff won by Rye, number 13. Rye still attempting, and another goal for Rye, number 9 for Rye. It's gonna have a goal there. That's gonna make it a 12-7 game. Number 9 for Rye with his first goal of the night.
Yeah, what an insane shot. Roughly 15 yards away from the goal. Yeah, that was pretty good shot there from Rye. That brings your score 12-7.
Yep, back in the middle for the faceoff there, and Mayfield's going to win it, so Somers is most likely just going to hold onto the ball. They don't have to let Rye get it back as there's less than 60 seconds remaining. So they're just going to pass it around. Somers continues passing around. Watch out with it now. Passing it up. And it's going to be a loose ball scooped up by Somers. Still on the ground, and it seems like there's been a whistle and a timeout called by Rye with 31.1 seconds remaining.
Yeah, not too sure what they're going to do here. I mean, you got to get 6 points in 30 seconds. You got to get, just to tie, you got to get 5 points in 30 seconds. If you want to win, it's 6 points. So they'd have to get every 6 seconds, it'd have to be a goal. They're not getting that. This is going to be a Somers win. I don't know. I don't see the point in, playing. Probably coach is telling them, play your hearts out, but, this is going to be a loss for Rye. Unless they somehow pull off a 28-3 comeback some miraculous way within 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that goal there at the end. Okay, so it looks like number 6 is currently injured. Like, he's sitting down on the sideline.
Matt Mayfield, it seems to be, yeah.
Yeah, looks like things are not great for him. He's currently being talked to by the trainer. Hope he's okay. And that last goal there from Rye, I believe, was like just a final little thing for Rye to say, hey, we're still kind of in it. Yeah, we're not being completely wiped out.
Yeah, they're not in it, Jayden. Let's be honest here. It's 12-7.
They're just trying to keep this score as close as possible. As we return from the timeout, clock ticking down from 30, less than 30 seconds remaining. 22 for Rise, still playing his heart out at the top, in the middle of the field, guarded by multiple Somers players. Pass to number 1. Number 1 with the shot wide.
Yeah, they're just trying to, like what Brandon said, they're just trying to keep it close so when they have to post it on that Instagram, it's not as bad as it seems. Let's be honest here.
And number 2 for Rye with another shot here. As 8, 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the Somers Tuskers are your Section 1 Class C champions. Final score, 12-7. What a win for Somers there. Congratulations to the whole Tuskers team. What a win. Phillip, do you have any final thoughts there?
Yeah, that was a great game. That was great defense by the teams there. They did amazing. It was a great all-around game. Offensively, defensively, only holding Rye, the 1 seed, to only 7 points. It's great. It's nice to see how great these teams are doing right here. And just to show this 12-7 win right here over Rye.
Yes, and the Somers Tuskers will advance to the state playoffs. And now, this is going to be the Tuskers' first section title in 16 years. Their last one was in 2009. And let's just quickly go over the fourth quarter of play here. This was the quarter with the most scoring. So we started off the quarter with a goal from Mason Kelly, followed up by Cameron Violante scoring with a Mayfield assist. After that, number 4 for Rye with a goal, assisted by number 22. After that, Rye number 2 scored a goal. After that, Cameron Violante scoring a goal, assisted by Tristan Wachell. Then Dylan Jimenez with a goal of his own there, his first goal of the night, assisted by Cameron Violante. Jimenez. We believe he had a goal. We are unable to confirm that. The camera crew was showing the complete wrong side of the field. So we are unable to be totally accurate, but we believe that was Dylan Jimenez as he was being congratulated there by all his teammates. And after that,
we're using Sports Engine, so not completely in our control. We're unable to show the game, but thank you for watching.
Yeah, and then Mayfield had a goal unassisted off the faceoff. After that, we noticed that he was experiencing some discomfort. And then to end off the game, Ryan, number 9, had a goal as the players are shaking hands here currently. A great win for Somers. And as you may or may not know, we posted an MVP poll in the YouTube chat. That is now closed, and we have received word that Cameron Violante is going to be your Broadcasting Club MVP, followed up by Miguel Iglesias with 1 point less than him. And now, that is not at all official Section 1. That is based on Broadcasting Club fan opinions only. Not official in any way. And now we'd like to thank you for listening to the game with us tonight. I'm Brandon Nappy. I'm here with
Phillip Rosado.
I'm Jayden Ferry.
And we will see you hopefully for the state playoffs. Thank you and good night.